Welcome to another video, you guys. I come to you today with some good news for the very least. Okay, and the good news is that, first off, you might remember that there were significant changes in the interim final report that came out last time regarding the H1B. A couple of days back, I made a video. I told you about this interim final report. By the way, if you don't know about the interim final report, we'll cover it over here. But the report had about 4 to 5 things that were changing in the H1B program. Okay, and one of those things which would have hurt you the most and is still currently hurting you the most is that all the new H1B employees who have to be hired have to be given a significantly higher pay grade, up to 40-50% more than the normal American employees. And consider this from an employer's perspective. I mean, for you it might sound great, but for an employer, he wants to get his work done for the cheapest amount possible. Okay, and he won't be able to afford an employee for 1.5 times the salary that he would have to pay just an American worker. And because of that, because the labor is still short in America, a lot of jobs are going to be outsourced. People from different countries are going to be doing these things for basically American companies. And that's what was going to happen. That's what is happening right now according to the interim final rule. But right now there's a lawsuit challenging this H1B wage hikes, and that has been filed in the court. So that's something that is apparently not very good, but it's still good news. It's not that it has removed the complete H1B thing, all the changes, but still they're trying their best. And this has been filed by IT Serve Alliance. It's actually an alliance of all of these major IT companies in the United States. They come together, and they've actually fought previously also, many cases previously also they've won, and hopefully they should be able to win this one as well. All the IT employees coming together, employers also coming together and filing a case in the US courts signifies that there is at least some weight in the story, in their side of the story, and they're trying to convince the US government that this is not the right move. Okay, so let's just go over this briefly so that you are up to date with the news. Alright, IT firms in the US file a lawsuit challenging the US Department of Labor's wage hike rule that increased H1B wages up to 50% on October the 16th. Right now, like I said, October the 16th, that's when this came out. So this is important. By the way, this is the date of the filing of the lawsuit, really. So keep that in mind. But apart from that, the case was filed in the US District Court, New Jersey, against the US Labor Secretary Eugene Scalia and John Palish. Blah blah blah. That's not important really, but the important thing is that they filed a lawsuit. Okay. Next comes this is the first lawsuit challenging the recent wage hikes imposed by the DOL that came into effect on October the 8th. So October 8th, that's when this news came out. I made the video, I believe, on October the 9th. So the lawsuit right now, this is the first one that came out, and I expect definitely more to come out. But IT Serve is one of the biggest alliances out there, so that makes sense that they should be contesting it. The rules increase the minimal H1B hike by 50% in some areas, which means that employers won't be hiring any H1Bs in those areas, right? So the rule was implemented without the notice and public comment period and was effective immediately. A lot of you guys asked me, hey, is this rule effective immediately or not? Well, this rule is effective immediately because it was an interim final rule. Let me actually tell you what that is. Let's just search for it. Interim final rule, and I'll tell you what that means. In the context of federal administrative agencies like the SEC, a rule adopted immediately, immediately effective, without notice or comment, or the minimum 30-day post-publication waiting period generally required for the federal agency rule making. So this was an interim final rule. They said that it's an urgent rule, we need this right now, it goes into effect right now without any public comment, and that's what's happened. Okay, so of course now the public can comment on it. They can still go to the courts, file lawsuits against it, which is happening right now, but the rule was already implemented from the day it came out. Okay, and really, that's what they're saying. The same thing that I told you about, that a lot of jobs are going to be outsourced. Because of that, it's going to hurt the US economy and not help them. In fact, many employers will also be hurt by this at the same time, because they rely on these H1B workers. There's not enough of American workers who will be able to handle all of the workload that the US has right now. So that's what's important. Hopefully this will be a good sign for you guys. Hopefully this can help in revoking this wage hikes. I understand you want your wages to be hiked, that's good, but at the same time consider the employer's perspective also. If he's having to pay you 150,000 when he can pay 100,000 to just an American worker, he is probably not going to afford you, right? So that's the important bit. Okay, and apart from that, there's not enough American workers as well. Hopefully this will be good for you as well, and you should be content that at least someone is contesting for you. They're trying to save the H1B program, because with this rule the H1B program is not really going to work at all. Okay, so hopefully I made you updated with the news, and apart from that, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Keep following me for news updates as soon as possible. Genuine news, I'll give it to you over here, right here. Okay, you don't need to worry about all the research, I'll do it. For this also, I read it about from 3 to 4 sources first, and then I came to you with the best source. So that's what we're doing over here. Okay, keeping you up to date, making sure that you are ready wherever you need to go. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one.